I think my BF, 27 male, likes me, 25 female, just because of my ethnicity.
What should I do?
My boyfriend is white and I am Asian. And we've been together for like a few months and everything in our relationship is going great.
He told me that he is not really into white or girls in any other races and he had only dated Asian girls before. It made me feel very uncomfortable in a way, so I told him that I was confused if he likes me or my ethnicity. He said he would still date me even if I wasn't Asian, but today, he talked about his female co-worker, so I asked him if she is pretty in a joking way.
He said no because she is white. And this gave this idea again.
If he thinks girls can be ugly because of their race, does this mean that he can think that girls can be pretty only because of their race? And what if she was Asian?
Would he find her attractive?
He said sorry right after I showed him that joke wasn't funny though. Am I overthinking? What do you guys think?
Plus of course he listens to K-pop and watches Japanese anime. Plus now his IG following is clean, but all the girls he used to follow were all Asian. Plus and his brother's partners are all Asian too.
He said that he set them up. Edit. The reason I'm concerned isn't that he has a preference, but I feel like he wouldn't date me if I wasn't Asian even though he said that he would. He mentioned that he wouldn't date girls of other races besides Asian and envisions having mixed-race kids in the future. When I discussed this with him, he didn't really defend himself but claimed it's not the case and that white girls in his country are all materialistic and unintelligent.
I pointed out that Asian girls can also be materialistic and unintelligent, and there are many smart and nice girls in different races. I also asked him how he would feel if he found out that I had only dated white guys and thought guys in any other races were unattractive to me. He had no response. He simply mentioned that regardless of what he said, it would upset me.
But yeah, it's also true that we have so many things in common and similar tastes in movies or books.
He treats me very nicely and always tries to show me off to his friends or family, saying that I'm amazing. And I want to believe that he is loyal even though I know that he would find another Asian girl if we ever break up. So, yeah. I still don't know how to feel about this, ha ha ha. For sure he has a fetish. A lot of you in the comments clearly aren't Asian women. There's a history of non-Asian guys fetishizing Asian women and dating us because they think we're submissive. Issues can come up in relationships later because of this. I would be off-put by his comments. It would probably be a good idea to have a few more conversations with him about this. Just sounds like he's a little ignorant.
Definitely has a fetish. It's hard to differentiate if they like you for you, or they like you and you happen to be Asian, that fits their fetish, or if they simply only like you because you're Asian and found other parts of you to like.
Multi-ethnic, Asian white, woman here. I don't think he's joking. Your discomfort is reasonable.
There's a difference between having particular physical characteristics that are appealing, narrow bone structure, dark hair, dark eyes, and chasing someone simply because of their ethnicity. He has a fetish.
I'm white and one of my exes is Asian. He refused to date any non-Asian women who were into Asian pop culture, dated Asian guys previously, or brought up him being Asian too quickly. When someone has a racial fetish, your race comes before anything else about you. They will never appreciate you as a person. Never date someone who has exclusively dated one particular race outside of their own. They will never truly respect you. You are right to be a little skeptical.
Did he ever discuss his favorite actresses or celebrity crushes? Maybe like past crushes?
I'm 35F and my husband 41M wants to leave. Why?
Me, 35F, and my husband, 41M, have been together going on 4 years now, and recently he told we need to talk and he told me we should break up because he doesn't think we should be together anymore. His reason was because he's been thinking about something for the past 4 or 5 months and decided that he wants to make plans to move to Vietnam and he knows I don't want to move overseas. I'm hurt and heartbroken. I told him that even though I don't want to, but if he had came at me differently instead of making plans for something that's just for him and his future without me in it, then I would have sacrificed and possibly compromised to go with him.
I don't know where this is coming from, it's just so out of the blue.
My husband is turning 42 in a few months, so I'm not sure if he's having a midlife crisis or not.
He's got a woman over there he has been having an online thing with.
Let him go.
Look after yourself.
Why?
Because he wants to.
He found an excuse he thinks he can use without seeming like the bad guy and he went with it. Unless this is wildly out of the blue and you have concerns with his health, like a brain tumor causing sudden onset personality changes, all you can do at this point is take your next step.
That step should be getting a lawyer and following their advice.
Passport bro ambitions?
I'm married to a Vietnamese woman, and while she loves and takes care of me like I've never known in my life, I wouldn't dream of any misstep or I might not wake up. If he thinks any Viet women will put up with a douchebag who thinks this is a good idea for any length of time, he's on drugs. So sorry, Op. At least when he gets destroyed and comes crawling back, you will have the satisfaction of telling him to F off.
I'm pissed off for you, Op, and I hope you're pissed off too.
You deserve better.
This is pretty drastic.
Is there a woman there?
He wants to move to Vietnam?
Are you guys living in America right now?
What is he planning to do for work? This whole thing doesn't make any sense.
Has he been there before?
Has he been there recently?
Is he talking to somebody who lives there? Is he texting somebody who lives there? Is he emotionally cheating on you?
Why?
Because he's trash. Divorce his ass and take him for everything, sis.
My ex-girlfriend, 27F, is draining me, 27M, financially, and I don't want to do it again.
We were together for about 6 years and this was a recurring thing. 2020-21 we had to move in with my parents because she couldn't get a job. I covered everything. In the first half of 2023 I had to sell investments and empty my savings because she couldn't keep a job.
We separated that summer for other reasons and I decided screw it, I don't have anything left, let's join the army.
That's where our story is now. We hadn't talked until January. It was friendly conversation at first.
Until unsurprisingly, things didn't work out with her roommate and she needs help.
I don't hate her, and she has our dog. I haven't spent much during basic and 8, I have a fair amount saved, so I agreed to help. Rent comes due, she doesn't have much to contribute. Fine. I've got this one. She then quits the job she got before we broke up. March, rent is due and she doesn't have anything. The bills are due. She needs groceries.
The dog's $300 raw diet.
Insurance, car payment. It's more than I make a month, my savings are going fast. The same thing happens in April.
At the beginning of May she gets a job.
She's going to be making more than I do. Great.
That'll help.
Except it doesn't. She pays her bills, insurance, car payment, and then doesn't have anything left. She needs groceries. The dog food. CC payment.
Rent is due. The only savings I have is that put into my TSP.
I was paid a week ago and I have $130.
Rent alone is 80% of my monthly income.
If she doesn't have anything to contribute in July, I won't be able to pay it for her again. I took a significant pay cut coming into the army. I'm just an E3. When I brought this up to her, she said, well, you're supposed to be the provider. A stance she had never voiced before. We haven't quite said we're together again,
but we've fallen back into those habits.
I just want to wash my hands of her and move on with my life.
However, I can't bring myself to leave her struggling.
I'm not sure what to do. Something a drowning person will only drag you down with them. Too long did not read. Dumb PFC is sending all of his money to a girl back home and cannot afford a haircut. Please advise.
Just stop sending her money.
Please.
Not only stop sending her money but cut off contact with her.
Also, I'm sorry about the dog, but at this point, he's collateral damage. You need this girl out of your life. She's playing you.
That comment about you being a provider is just the thing she suspects will cause you to step into this role.
You have zero obligation to provide for her. Every dollar you spend on her is money that you are depriving your future family of. Not a smart move. This is your fault for volunteering to be a doormat.
You have zero respect for yourself and now you can't even afford therapy to sort out why you're so spineless.
Good luck. She's an adult and needs to suffer the consequences of her actions so she can learn and grow.
Stop rescuing her, she'll never grow up.
From one vet to another.
This is the type of problem that will eventually lead you to some form of action from your command if you don't watch out.
Dude, stop it now, please. Change phones, numbers, get off of social media. Go no con at the asshole CT with this girl before she ruins your life and your career. Put in for a duty assignment to a faraway land. Leave her behind. Boyfriend, 26M, from wealthy family owes me, 25F, $25,000. Should I stay? My boyfriend and I have lived together 4 years. He comes from a wealthy foreign family, and is in the US working on his startup. He's been trying to fundraise for almost 3 years now with no luck.
He has never had a salary and his parents cover rent. This is all a bit unsettling to me, but I estimate that his family is worth around $20 and they seem to have no real issue with covering his portion of rent for now. I'll leave my personal feelings about dating someone with no income out of this because I want to focus on the money that I am owed and how I should go about it.
Almost a year ago, his family fell very behind on rent because of some liquidity issues. I decided to cover the total of $18K from my savings in fear of getting evicted.
From then until now the total that I am owed has gone up to $25K. I have heard many reasons on why they are so behind, including, they are in the middle of a huge construction project back home and need to focus their funds. The value of their stock holdings have been on a downturn, economic instability in their country, a death of a family member. Essentially, each time that I need to cover for more, I hear a new reason why. I try to be sympathetic, but I have to work for this money. I practically have nothing in savings now because the amount I make monthly is so close to the full monthly rent that I might need to cover if his family can't. It hasn't gotten to the point that I have no money left, but it will if he can't with next month's rent. I had a conversation with this mother recently, and she told me not to worry because I was a part of the family and they would never think about not paying me back. She said that in fact, she was actually planning on paying me back with interest. She asked that I'd be patient given their current bad luck with the market, construction costs, family complications. This June, I had to cover rent for my boyfriend again and I could not hide my discomfort. No matter what he or his mother tell me, I am very impatient to get my money back. They've paid down portions in the past but never the full amount. I'm literally their line of credit. Considering making a plan to move out in a few months, if this continues, I am very scared of ending up with no money and this makes me feel so financially unstable. Obviously my relationship is suffering. He says that my anxiety and lack of trust make him feel like I'm not in this for the long run, that couples need to be strong through tough times. I love him but my money is my money, I can't sugarcoat it. Thoughts? This guy is just robbing you blind. Stop being blind. They're playing you for a fool. I think you may have to plan on leaving him without getting any money back. Why? Wealthy people have money. Of course, they have debt, but that's to show that they can get loans. So they have money, which they could have sent to you all from the beginning. This is why they're probably lying and prolonging to pay you to save money. Some wealthy people act very poor. If you wait and wait, it's going to be another year of false promises. It's time to leave and then you can chase after the due. Watch. They may even say that you were money hungry and gold digger since you didn't stay when he was poor. But he's actually not poor. It sounds like a con. There are no ongoing liquidity issues that would prevent wealthy people from paying $25,000. You've learned a $25,000 lesson. Walk away now before it becomes larger. If you have anything in writing, you could try a lawyer. In the future, don't loan money you can't afford to lose. Multimillionaires shouldn't be begging you for cash. Girl, they don't have the money and you're never going to see it. You're being lied to.